All right. Hello, Jankarl. How are you?
Hello, I'm good, thank you. And
I'm very proud
enjoying good coffee.
You have a good coffee. I like your coffee better in Malta than in Finland, but this is like a little bit watery here. But I always get the full strength of coffee in Malta. And
We get.
I'm very proud to bring you as my first guest because I've been contemplating that rather being a talking head all the time, I like to bring in my friends who are in the industry so we can have a discussion and also have a chance to share ideas. And because we have a lot of people who are from the industry or maybe are contemplating or starting something on their own. And this is something that they will appreciate having a chance to talk with, for instance, for yourself. But Jankarl, can you? I'll give you the standard question. Tell us about you a little bit. What's your background?
So, first of all, thanks for the opportunity. And it's we've been talking in the last 2 years, and we've met a few times, and this is a great opportunity to share, obviously, ideas and to also, listen to other people's ideas about any interesting topic within the hospitality industry. So thanks again for the opportunity. Myself, I've been now working in the hospitality and tourism trade directly and indirectly in the last 16, 17 years, where I've started off with large chain hotels and moved into the incoming destination management business, and then again turned back into the hotels, actually focusing more on the smaller sized hotels, which obviously, as we define them, are boutique hotels. Not saying that boutique hotels are always related to size, but the properties, the portfolio which we take care of are all considered as small hotels. So I've been exposed mostly to the business development and sales and marketing side of the business, where obviously I dealt with international and local trade parties, media, and which makes the industry dynamic, because obviously you get to meet people from all different walks of businesses, corporate travelers, leisure travelers, people who come for more specific requirements, and that obviously is what we need in our hotels. We need a mix. We need a mix of guests, coming from different trades. So in the last 4 years, I've decided to set up my own small business, which focuses, as we said, on the boutique hotels. And the key scope is to take on, either on a consultancy basis or even on the management side of the business, these properties, where we get involved from the very early stages of development, where we assist in the planning of the property, just to make sure that once it's being operated by our company or by the owners themselves, the layout, the operational, the logistical side is planned correctly straight away, up to the stage of where we recruit the right people, train the people, get the property on the market, get the property selling at the right rates, selling it to the right people, positioning it, and basically doing it in the right way. So this is where we've excelled in, and now we're taking it obviously to a level where we're trying to expand the portfolio.
Yeah.
In a few words.
Yeah, I have a sort of a question here, because I seen one of the boutique hotels that you've been managing, which is, in my view, probably one of the best boutique hotels. Period. I mean, without putting a flag out, but I was really impressed, and particularly it was the entrepreneur and the couple who has for the last 5 years been fighting in these kind of situations where there's a individual couple who are really committed.
Yes.
How do you fit into that? Where do you give the value to them? Because they seem to be very committed on their own. And I know that the lovely wife of the owner is on Instagram, so they're doing a little bit marketing. But
Yeah.
where do you provide value to them? Just as a understanding.
Operating hotels, including boutique hotels, which would be of 15, 18, 20 rooms. Making a hotel work is a collective effort of a number of departments. Now, all the departments have their own procedures, policies, so you cannot really be able to cover all these areas. So where we come in is that even because the owners have a different nature, have a different approach to how they want to get involved. There are particular owners who want to stay involved in the actual operation of the property. So they want obviously to have their touch and their decision in the aesthetical look of the property, in how the breakfast is looking. Some others say, we're just doing it as an investment, we are out. Then it's obviously up to who's managing it to take care of it. So when it comes to the situation where the involvement goes beyond also the opening phase, there are a number of areas which, especially when they are not experienced or they have never been exposed to working in hotels, but rather have been themselves guests in hotels, gives them a bit of a lack of experience where they need to have backing, support in making their investment successful and run properly. So it is one of the things that make these properties so unique is when there is a lot of involvement from the owners themselves in terms of they pick their own frames, their own paintings. They pick their own design of sofas or the type of beds they want, rather than saying, I give it to a turnkey company and, give me the property ready to go. So that is what makes it that is what gives the boutique definition a bit of strength, because there is the personal touch of the owners there.
Yeah.
And obviously, this case in particular, where you've been yourself, is one clear example.
Yeah. I've been coming to Malta now since I think 2015, and we already met during that time, and I heard about boutique hotels, and there was something bubbling out under the surface already. But what has sort of prompted that the development of boutique hotels? Because now we see there's Valletta, the beautiful old capital, is several boutique hotels coming up. What is now the drive to open up? Is it from? So can you just tell us, because I think many people who are watching the show don't necessarily know Malta at all. So to appreciate what makes the Malta so unique and why the boutique hotels are now the things that is, in my eyes, are the ones that is the hot button now in Malta.
No, I mean, first of all, in my opinion, the key catalyst which has brought further interest in people investing and opening up these boutique hotels was actually the nomination of Valletta being the European City of Culture for 2018. It started actually from Valletta, but from Valletta it had spread it out to other localities, more like quaint areas and smaller villages in Malta. Tourism itself, our tourism numbers have been experiencing in the last 8 to 10 years a considerable growth. The considerable growth was actually considered to be relative to a different type of tourist. A tourist which was now looking for more as a cultural visit. So a tourist who is more demanding in terms of where they want to stay, and a tourist who's traveling the world and experiencing different types of accommodation levels. And this is what Malta has experienced. And by experiencing this, I mean, remember one thing, Malta is an island. It's not a very large land, so we have obviously 40 by 20 kilometers. So you cannot really build large resorts. So, this is where these boutique hotels have come into place, where you're, converting old buildings into rather than building new properties, but taking over old properties, some of which are even historical properties, 16th, 17th century buildings, and converting them into these beautiful accommodation units. So this is what we've experienced in the last 8 years, and at least there started to be the interest. There started to be even initiatives through the government by the tourism authority, where they've created even different licenses for this type of properties, and there it just basically evolved accordingly.
Yeah, that's very interesting. Now, in terms of the type of company you're running, where you're doing consultancy, or you're even do you also help them in the marketing, or particularly do the marketing for them? If that's because your background, I remember you are coming from a marketing background, sales and marketing background.
Correct.
And you were in Oman, opening a very beautiful Six Senses, so in sales and marketing. So that comes here as one of your strength that you can bring to the owner. Is that one of the things that you are? Tell us about that aspect of.
Yes, the scope of service is varied, and sales and marketing is extremely important, especially. You have a number of avenues where you can obviously market the properties, and there are a number of affiliations where you can join and obviously be featured. But positioning the properties is quite critical, and that comes on the marketing side, where you have to create the awareness of the property, of the location of the property. Sometimes actually the destination has to be put in front. Like mentioning Valletta. Valletta is becoming the destination. So the marketing Valletta, then the business in Valletta, like the boutique hotels, are being marketed. So yes, marketing is one of the key areas where we focus on, and we give this support, because obviously we know the trade, we know the channels, we know where and how to position these type of properties. Then there's the sales element. The sales element is obviously when it comes to the actual numbers, where you have to maximize on the room rates and make sure that you have the right rates, within your competitor set in the market. Then obviously you have to make arrangements with the trade agencies, the online channels, which are, no denial, they are taking up 70-80% or not more of hotel business nowadays. So obviously you have to work smartly with these properties, with these online agencies. Obviously, then there is the technology which comes into place, where you put everything together through very smart platforms, and there's a lot out there which can help you into organizing your processes, your reservations, and also when you're dealing with these online channels, how to do the revenue management in the most efficient way. So yes, we do give support, and very hands-on support, on sales, marketing, and technology, where we are not technology experts, but we rely on technology experts to obviously consolidate these elements.
Very good, Jankarl. You're probably expecting my next question. It's social media and how boutique hotels what is now the mode with the boutique hotel owners of using the platforms where they can find the consumers directly?
Yeah. So, I mean, yes, definitely. Social media has the new generation, and even, past the generation are getting used to using this powerful tool of social media, with a number of areas: Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, more for business, but it's used as well. So it's undenied that you have to obviously use these channels in a way, and the way they are being used are given more of a personal touch in how you expose the property. I mean, literally, you can, through a video and like similar to what we're doing now, walk through a property, show it live there and then, the beauty of your lobby area in a courtyard. You can just walk through the restaurant while guests are enjoying their food and show people. You can actually be very personal, and there's no way of being, let's say, fake with with social media. You have to be direct, and you're actually showing real time what the guests are experiencing, and what any potential guest you're trying to attract can experience. So social media is an extremely powerful tool where you can grab the attention straight away, real time, and what you're seeing now is what you're going to get.
Yeah.
So that is why it's so powerful.
Yeah. I made a survey on this because coming from the industry, I know that hotels are a little bit behind the curve of trying new things. And so I asked the question, why are you not using social media in the way that you have the opportunity by, for instance, going live or doing videos and so on? So the top three reasons one was hard. It's very hard. So I said, well, there's a button on the phone, and all you have to do is push the button and start to tell your unique story. And second is that I don't know what to talk about. There's, in fact, every minute there's something happening in the hotel, and you don't have to wait for the hotel. You can go around the corner to introduce the nice bakery shop that is happening. And number three, we don't have the tools. Well, I said that this is all you need to start with. So there seems to be that all these whatever reasons are, still there's a barrier of having the courage. So what do you think would be a way to get them sort of lowering that hesitation to do it? What do you think would be a way to, because boutique hotels are you can go directly with the owners and softly, step by step, maybe get them sort of involved. Any ideas on that?
Well, I mean, it's yes, as you said, there's a barrier, and the barrier is in certain instances that they are scared to, doing mistakes. Especially most of these social media, you are getting live literally at that time, so they are scared of being live and doing something which is might actually not attract, but distract the viewers. Yeah. So there's that element of scare.
Yeah.
I mean, it is a fact that there are proficient individuals who can actually assist and train and help, like yourself actually, who can actually give a bit more comfort to the individuals. I mean, you just need to have somebody appointed who is a bit more open for this new technology, and who can, take on the responsibility of sharing with viewers on a personal level of why you should stay here, why you should be staying with us and not with anybody else. Exposing something special happening this month. Even maybe from the hotel, walking out and showing what's around, and saying how far you are from the city center. All these things. I think it's, there are the tools nowadays. to actually have these materialize. But I think there just needs to be a bit more, not awareness, but more of a training to these individuals so that they feel comfortable not actually scared of using it.
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, I'm Amy Bowser-Rollins, who is here watching the show, and myself, we are part of a community, and we have also a safe environment where we can practice and to sharpen our skills on these, because there's no expert. We are all students of this, and I think maybe there's a way to create a safe environment for the boutique hotels who want to start learning, and give them sort of a safe environment inside the Facebook groups, and have a chance to start to practice this and create. We have one very interesting thing going on called Live Every Day in April. It's called Lead Up, and it's a 30-day program where you every day do 2-3 minutes, and and this prepares you to create a live show. And so there are many ways how to do it. But I want to know, since we have so many people here watching the show, I'd like to get some questions. And we have, I want to put the comment here. We have one of your friends here. Thumbs up, Jankarl, Albert Pico.
He's a great chef. He's a great chef.
All right, very good. Well, Albert, we need to get you live here one of these days. And Amy says, I agree. Having a supportive community to learn is a wonderful and encouraging. So this is one of the ways we can get engaging, because the situation is no different in Finland and in Germany. Everywhere has similar issues. And I think that Malta has sort of an advantage. People are quite entrepreneurial and advantageous. So let's see if we can get this moving on also in Malta. But now also people who are. I mean, actually, this triggered it. You mentioned this gentleman, Albert. Albert is actually doing a boutique hotel of 9 rooms, and it used to be a cinema. So he's converting a cinema into a 10-room boutique hotel in a village where there is no hotels at the moment. That's a great story.
It's, so the guy is actually had the vision to do it, and he's taking a plunge into doing something new. And this is what makes, what makes these places quite unique. I'm sure he's going to owe me a good meal now after this, especially he has to cook me a good meal.
Yeah. Well, when he cooks you the meal, tell him that
make sure
I'd love
you're
to get him talking about his project whenever he's ready. I think we'd love to share this to the world.
Absolutely. Very interesting, actually.
Yeah. Very good. Amy says, Amy's based in the US. Wow, a cinema converted into a boutique hotel in an area that doesn't have a hotel. That's wonderful.
Yes.
Albert, you're on the right track.
Yes. And this is, you mentioned Oman, where I worked for a period of time. The Six Senses resort there was actually in an area which it's not even reachable by road. So you can imagine if that is remote, if that, and there's a unique location. It was in the most impossible logistically to reach the property, even to build it, because it was on a beach, reachable only by sea and through a mountain. So it was that was quite unique. So and it hit the market when we launched it in 2008. With a bang. It was the new kid on the block for Six Senses in the Middle East. So it was a challenge of where it was located, but that is what made it sell and what made it actually, what made it quite attractive. And one of the things which made it attractive was also the arrival experience. Since it was not so easy to reach, you could only reach it by sea or by paragliding, which was quite actually exciting, the James Bond experience we used to call it, or through to the off-roading on the mountains. There was no road, literally, to get to the result. And that's what made it successful.
Yeah, that's very good. So, any other questions or comments from the viewers here? Please feel free now to pop. We have still a few minutes time, but I'd love to hear anything else. One of the things is that Amy was saying that she just wants to have a clarification, but defining a boutique hotel. What is your definition of a boutique hotel? I mean, besides the personality and so on, the size. What do you think is the?
I mean, there is no. I have never came across a rule of what makes international rule what makes a boutique hotel boutique, but definitely is the personality and the style, design, uniqueness of the design. I think size as well plays an important part. I stand to be corrected. I don't know if there are boutique hotels which get over 150 to 100 rooms, unless maybe they could be, I don't know, part of a fortress. If it's part that would if you're making 150 rooms in a fortress, I mean, for me that will make it definitely boutique. But I think it's strictly related to the uniqueness. Maybe there's nothing like it. And obviously there will be nothing like it if you're doing it with your own personality and with your own style and designers. It will make it unique. So there has to be that element of touch, historical element, where it's located, prison, monastery, fortress, an old cinema. This is what makes it quite unique and boutique, in my opinion.
Yeah. Now, Amy says, I work in the legal industry. Boutique law firms are about 25 attorneys in the US. So that is from the legal aspect. And and in Finland, the boutique hotels are 30 rooms, 20 rooms. I started, we never used the word boutique hotel where I started my career. We had 45 rooms, and in that old manor house. And for the owner, it was a personalized experience. We were not allowed to ask the guests for their room key. We have to remember the name and address them by name, and then give them the room key at the time. Yeah, so this is the rules of the house, and we always address them by name, and because at the time when I started, I worked for 24-hour shifts and every 4 days, so I got to know the people when they called me by telephone or sent a fax for booking, and then I checked them in, and I knew them from the moment they came and until they left. So. And I always felt that the boutique hotel experience, like you mentioned, is the personalization, how to make people feel like you're treating them as not as your honored guest, but almost like a friend. I think that's what makes the world of a difference, and always reachable.
Absolutely.
It's
the personalized service, which is definitely the personalized service. The experience which makes the experience in that place unique. But I mean, I remember even a way where we would remember the names by name is by having photos. The front office used to have photos of the guests and the names, so they make sure that they know who is, Mr. Rickman and who is Mr. James. It was quite a specific procedure.
Yeah. Very good. Well, thank you, Jankarl. I just want to mention to the viewers, if you want to get a reminder about our next shows, just write in live, LIVE, in the comment, and hopefully the bot works, so you're getting an invitation to subscribe to the Social Hotelier. So that was my plug for the show. And then for Jankarl, now if there is some ambitious owner who want to put their family estate to become a boutique hotel, how can they find you?
Oh, well, I mean, we have a website, so they can actually look into hotelogique.com. That's hotel, then OGIQUE.com. It gives an idea of the services the company offers in terms of the assistance, the support. It need not be literally full scope of service, could be just support in in the conceptualization and setting it up, and then maybe just guide on the operating process without operating. So there are various, it's quite modular. And we did it modular because you're dealing with small properties. Small properties have obviously very restricted bottom lines, as you know, and you have to be careful in offering a service at the right compensation, which does not affect their bottom line. So it has to be a bit of a happy medium and a win-win situation for both. So yes, Hotelier is a collection of these properties where we consult, operate, manage, get the people to operate them for them in terms of we recruit the right team and we guide them and oversee them. So we'll be very happy to look into any project, not just obviously in Malta, but anywhere in the world. I mean, we've been talking and we're talking to projects internationally as well. So we'd be more than happy to discuss.
Very good. Well, Jankarl, we spent almost about 40 minutes together, and time flies when you have fun.
Time flies.
And having a chat,
Yes.
having a coffee with a good friend. So
yes.
I'd like to thank you very much for joining, and also thank you for joining the show from Amy and Albert from Malta and Paul, and I don't see any other comments yet, and Andrew from